I think a lot of you know me tonight. I'm Jen Walling, the Executive Director of IEC. And I am so excited to have so many of you in person tonight. Thank you so much for helping us to have this event safely in pandemic conditions. I really want to thank our staff and our board and everybody for coming tonight. And we're going to get started. And the first item on our agenda is going to be the award that we are going to give to Governor J.B. Pritzker. And we're going to start with a short video. So if you'll have our indulgence, we are going to play.
In 2018, when the environmental community set out for a vision of 100% clean energy by 2050 for Illinois, we knew it would take strong leadership. We knew that fossil fuel interests and utility corporations would do everything in their power to prevent climate action. And then candidate J.B. Pritzker stood strong and committed to a 100% clean energy future by 2050 for Illinois. Over the last several years, he's continued to hold the line on climate action, to demand meaningful decarbonization at the scale that science demands. He has stood time and time again with our legislative champions, with the people throughout the state of Illinois who have demanded action on climate, and to make sure that this is truly an equitable and just clean energy future for Illinois. So today, as we celebrate the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act, we acknowledge the leadership of Governor J.B. Pritzker and thank him for his work today.
Together, we are making history today, taking a giant leap forward to mitigate the impacts of climate change, to establish the most aggressive clean energy standards in the Midwest, making sure that we're anchoring it all in the values of ethics and equity and consumer protections. In short, with economic growth and jobs woven into its fabric, this new law is the most significant step Illinois has taken in a generation toward a reliable, renewable, affordable, and clean energy future in a generation.
Just wanted to say thank you to Governor Pritzker for making sure that we are the leaders in climate equity by getting the Climate Equitable Jobs Act bill passed. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for all the hard work.
Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for making sure that Illinois passed a strong climate bill, one that closes Prairie State, our largest polluter, by 2045 and make sure that we have real reductions between now and then. We wouldn't have gotten there without you.
Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for not only addressing the climate crisis, but for also ensuring that we, Black and brown people, have a real opportunity to improve our health and our overall quality of life.
I never neglect to mention the leadership that our governor brought to the table to ensure that equitable jobs, fair decarbonization, and comprehensive climate solutions were part and parcel of anything that would arrive at his desk and anything that would earn his signature. And I know, thanks to your leadership, thanks to the planet that you've helped to protect, and to the thriving clean energy economy that you've helped to build, that I'll get the chance to tell that story to my kids and my grandkids down the road.
Great. Good evening again, everyone. And I would just the folks that are in the Clean Jobs Coalition steering committee and negotiating team should come up to this side. You've been told in advance, so if you just want to head over to the corner, that'd be great. So thank you. And we already have our award winner here. I am so excited tonight to present our highest honor, our Environmental Leadership Award this year, to our Governor, J.B. Pritzker. So, thank you. This is the very first time in our organization's 46-year history that we've ever presented a leadership award to our state's governor. Before
awesome. No, you're fine. Can I give you a hug? Thank you.
So I have a few short words.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kick it off to you. I just maybe I should just let you.
Just take it. Whatever you want.
All right. I have a few short words before we're going to hear from the governor, but before I present the award to him, I want to also give the biggest thanks to the governor's team who is sitting up here and just huge thank you to Jessica Himes, Carter Harms, and Deputy Governor Christian Mitchell. You know, in 2017, many of us in this room met then candidate J.B. Pritzker for the first time at a breakfast we held for him at the Sierra Club office. And we talked and talked and talked, and he listened. And we said, how about 100% renewable energy and equity in a climate bill? And as you saw in that video, he thought about it and committed to it with a campaign tweeting 100% renewable energy and equity. I'm not sure that he knew what he was getting himself into. But over the years, he did way more than just tweet about it. I cannot say enough about how much the governor did to get this bill done. At a key point in energy negotiations, he spoke about the climate crisis and he said, I will not sign a bill that does not match the gravity of this moment. Governor Pritzker and his team stood with environment and environmental justice allies as allies. The governor stood with us to successfully block attempts by the coal and natural gas industry to keep fossil fuel emissions, including climate change, running forever. The governor repeatedly stood with the environment until we could pass a nation-leading climate and equity package. We know elections matter, leadership matters. Governor Pritzker, we are so glad to have you by our side and here tonight. On behalf of IEC, our board of directors, our affiliate members, we are proud to present you with this year's Legislative Milestone Award. Thank you for your leadership. Let me throw a mask on.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thanks to Jen. Thanks to all of you. Yep. Thank you, Jen. Can I just say that it is not, as I stand here, I think about the tireless work, really, that all of you did. So many of you that knocked on the doors of state reps and state senators that who've stood for so many years to try to put the coalition together that could accomplish what was accomplished. And so I really just want to stand back and applaud all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to IEC, and of course the recognition that I'm receiving tonight is really one that is a product of a team, and I want to talk a little in a moment about that team, but I just want to say also that fighting for years, really, the people that we assembled, all of us, it was like Avengers assembled to get this done. And I don't just mean in my office, I mean in all of your offices and in Springfield. The Milestone Achievement Award really belongs to those who have battled in the trenches of this war long before I came into office. First and foremost, all the young people who have watched temperatures soar and plummet, have seen hurricanes flood cities and fields dry up, and have found it in their hearts to not to sit around and despair about what our predecessors have left, but to instead take to the streets and take to the hallways and demand change. And among those young people is my 19-year-old daughter, who congratulated me on the way out the door today and then emphatically said, "You know, there's still a whole bunch more work to do, Dad." For years, if not decades, it's the activists and others on the ground, especially our young people, who've been holding elected leaders accountable. And of course, we accomplish nothing without organizations like the Illinois Environmental Council and all the counterparts working from the grassroots in our neighborhoods all the way to the U.S. Capitol. Your commitment to coalesce around the values that matter most, and crucially to see them through, is the reason that Illinois now lays claim to the most ambitious and equitable climate and clean energy bill in the nation. Let me express my gratitude to my partners in the General Assembly, as well as my own climate negotiation team. And I'm not going to call them out by name. Okay, maybe a few. But I just want to say that none of this would have happened, at least from my perspective, within my office, had it not been for these folks who worked 18 hours a day alongside many of you to get this done. So thank you, thank you, thank you. To everyone that's here tonight, thank you. Together we're mitigating the impacts of climate change, and we're establishing the most aggressive clean energy laws in the Midwest, all while supporting and creating thousands of new clean energy jobs. Some of you may remember, I know a few people here do, that in my second week in office as governor, I signed an executive order joining Illinois as the newest member of the U.S. Climate Alliance. Now, I have to say, today, we aren't just some member of the U.S. Climate Alliance. Today, our state is among its leaders. And it's because of our collective persistence and will, Illinois has a nation-leading climate action plan that includes putting 1 million electric vehicles on the roads by 2030 and providing $4,000 electric vehicle rebates. Building a clean energy economy that reflects the diversity of the state of Illinois, making investments in workforce programs, and prioritizing Illinoisans who have disproportionately experienced the impacts of climate change. Setting historic standards for utility accountability and ethics. And of course, phasing out coal and natural gas and becoming the first state in the Midwest to require 100% carbon-free energy by 2045. We stood together to ensure a safer planet for our children. We're saving lives by reducing carbon emissions, by removing harmful pollutants from the air, by working to eliminate toxic emissions that disproportionately affect minority communities. When the utilities, remember this, when the utilities and their powerful allies tried to hijack this deal, we said, no climate, no equity, no deal. We meant it, and we won. So thank you to all of you for this recognition. Thank you for all of you who made this monumental change happen. There is so much for all of us to be proud of, and proud we are to live in the state of Illinois as we are a leading state in the nation fighting climate change. Thank you all for having me.
Good evening. Thank you again so much, Governor Pritzker. This is starting to feel real that we just passed this bill. Still shaking a little bit about the years that it has taken to get this accomplished. My name is Colleen Smith. I serve as the Deputy Director of the Illinois Environmental Council. Very kind, very kind. Tonight, we also want to recognize a few key leaders in addition to the leadership of Governor Pritzker who have helped make some of our victories this year a reality. The leaders on the screens behind me championed clean energy legislation that led to the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act. They sponsored the Lead Service Line Replacement and Notification Act, and they secured important conservation funding. We also want to recognize all of the elected officials in the room this evening. So please try and hold your applause, because there's quite a few. State Representatives LaShawn Ford, Robin Gable, Will Gazzardi, Evadina Delgado, Jamie Andrade, Teresa Ma, Joyce Mason, Denise Stoneback, Dee Avalar, Delia Ramirez, John D'Amico, Tom Demmer, Ann Williams, Maura Hirschauer, Tara Costa Howard, Lamont Robinson, the state senators in attendance this evening, Omar Aquino, Selena Villanueva, Robert Peters, Adrian Johnson, Melinda Bush, Christina Pasion Zayas, Sue Rezin, and Sarah Feigenholtz, Mike Simmons, the following City of Chicago alderpersons that are in attendance tonight: Daniel Espada, Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez, Byron Siccho Lopez, Michael Rodriguez, and Alderperson Matt Martin. Illinois Pollution Control Board Chair Barbara Flynn Curry. Special applause. Mayor of Highland Park Nancy Rodering. Chief Sustainability Officer Angela Tovar for the City of Chicago. President of the DuPage Forest Preserves Daniel Heberard, and Forest Preserve Commissioners Tina Tyson-Dune and Jeff Geiris. And just a few more elected officials in attendance tonight: Cook County Board of Review Commissioner Michael Cabinargi, and Assistant Director of the Department of Natural Resources John Ragnar. So a round of applause for the elected leaders in the room tonight. Our next award is a bit of a surprise and a recent tradition. So I'm going to welcome Green Caucus Chair Anna Moeller up to the stage. And if there are other Green Caucus members who would like to gather for the celebration of this award, please also join to the stage right.
Good evening. I'm State Representative Anna Moeller, and I'm proud to be this year's House Chair for the Green Caucus. Yay! This year in particular has been a wonderful experience working with all of these dynamic legislators in the General Assembly. This evening, it is my pleasure to present the Karen May Green Caucus Advocacy Award to this year's recipient. This award honors outstanding advocacy on behalf of the environmental community and is given to someone who truly exemplifies leadership and a commitment to this work. This year's recipient has spent late nights, early mornings, weekend hours, and all of the time in between fighting for an equitable, clean energy future for Illinoisans. They have put aside other responsibilities and given so much of themselves to the passage of CEJA over the last few years. And without that leadership, we wouldn't have the bill we have today. They held us all accountable to passing legislation that would truly deliver the benefits of a new clean energy economy to communities of color too often left behind without a voice in the process. They stood up for Black and brown businesses to secure programs and funds to guarantee their inclusion in our renewable future. That is why I am proud to present the Karen May Green Caucus Advocacy Award this year to Delmar Gillus.
I am totally speechless. I really just want to, and I know Ann is going to say I say this all the time, but I am just so thankful for the team that we assembled to pass this landmark legislation. I especially want to thank the Illinois Clean Jobs Coalition for having confidence in me, the other negotiators. And I wouldn't be up here without the support of all of the community groups and all of their passion. And that's really why it was so worth it to stay up the long hours, to get up early in the morning. And I really want to thank all of the community group leaders that made this legislation a reality. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, everyone. Next, we're going to do something really quick, and then feel free to eat your salads, because dinner's going to be served after we're done talking. And after dinner, we're going to come back and do a few awards. My goal is to get us out really early tonight. So thank you all for helping us stay on track. Yes, and congratulations to Delmar. Next, we have our board member, Vittorio Gomez, who was extremely helpful with all of these negotiations. He's going to come to the stage and move us on to our next piece.
In October 2018, the Illinois Environmental Council purchased a building in downtown Springfield, just a short walk from our state's capital.
Our intention is to create a shining example of office sustainability for our affiliate members, legislators, and the local community to see.
Work got underway very quickly with a new coat of recycled paint from Earth Paints in Wooddale, reclaimed furniture from Sangamon Reclaimed in Springfield, procurement of all the necessities to hold zero waste events, and in September 2019, the installation of our grand solar panels on our building roof.
You know, IEC's been growing in capacity and power over the last decade, but it really went up a level. This is a place where we all can gather. It's been an asset for, I think, the Springfield community and progressives to gather, and it's an opportunity for IEC to walk the walk.
We're right down the street from the Capitol, where we go and advocate for policy that really helps for the environment. And when you come to our office, you can actually see that in action. One of the first things we did after we moved in was install solar panels on our roof that are helping offset as much as 10 tons of carbon per year in our atmosphere. It's also saving us money from a utility cost. At this point, we've planted the equivalent of something like 200 plus trees just from those carbon offsets, which is really exciting. We've also got native plants in our front, right when you walk through the front doors, that are helping support the pollinator populations that we're also trying to protect in this state, like monarchs and bees.
I'm super proud of our office for all of the sustainability efforts, but I'm even more proud of our office for the fantastic collaboration that happens within the walls here. I have been working from home like a lot of you and a lot of our partners for about 18 months, and it's really crazy. There's a lot going on. And I think that has helped me appreciate and miss the peace and collaboration that happens here.
Ever so important now with the passage of clean energy legislation, it's a headquarters where advocates, legislators, and social equity participants alike can coalesce to work on best practices and keep growing in this bright new world.
We're making these smart investments with your generous support. Tonight, we have a $15,000 goal for our capital campaign. Walk the walk with us. Show your support for IEC and help make our Springfield office a showcase of sustainability.
I'm excited. Hi, my name is Vittorio Gomez. I'm an IEC board member. Woo! I'm also here as president of the Clover Group, LLC, a public affairs firm, and we're delighted to sponsor tonight's event. As you can see, we're super excited about our headquarters and our investments. Tonight, I have an ask. I'm asking you to take out your cell phone, and I know you all have one, and make an investment yourself. Invest in IEC, invest in the environment, invest in sustainability, invest in our values. We'll continue building power for people and environment across Illinois. Please donate now. Please donate now by texting IEC to 44321. Again, that's IEC to 44321. Table 34, I'm looking directly at you. Those in the room can also use your pledge cards. Please use your pledge cards and available to donate. Thank you very much. Be bold in your investments. Go White Sox, and have a great rest of the evening.
Good evening. While you're filling out those all-important pledge cards, I'm Karen May, an IEC board member, former legislator, and it's my honor to chair tonight's 19th environmental dinner. Our theme is, we have emerged. We are here together. We have shed our chrysalis. We spread our wings, and we are reaching new heights for the environment. Keep filling out those cards. I can't tell you how pleased I am that we are able to gather, even with safety protocols in place, for the first time at the Fairmont Millennium Park. And we are also streaming out our event live to supporters throughout the entire state of Illinois. We are thrilled not only with you being here, but the level of engagement from this year's event sponsors. May I start by naming them and thanking them. They're on the screen. Our top level of sustainability sponsors, BNSF Railway, Plumbers Local 130, United Airlines, thank you. Our next level of sponsors, dear to us all, as soon as I can get my page here, okay. Our sustainability benefactors, Facebook, Foundation for Fair Contracting, Lois Morrison and Justin Daub, National Parks Conservation Association, National Resources Defense Council, Waste Management, yes. We have dozens more of sponsors, many of you in the room, at many different levels. Please, let's recognize them and give them all a big round of applause. Let me take privilege in thanking our annual dinner event committee, Jen Bader, John DeLury, Christy Hicks, Katie McFadden, Ashley Parr, and Mike Tryon. And one little bit of housekeeping. Our centerpieces on the table are from Cinti Grange and will go to the person who is the first at that table to donate to the Capitol campaign. So I know that you all know how to grow these plants with sustainable gardening techniques, but at the same time, you can help grow our Capitol Fund and make it grow too. Let's do it. And now we can take off our masks and enjoy our dinner. This program will continue in about 20 minutes. The best is yet to come. Thank you. Thank our sponsors.